It's time to, sorry if you hear banging, check out the hidden staircase entry in the Lost Files of Nancy Drew. One day, I received a call from my friend Helen Corning. Peculiar things had been happening at the old Twin Elms mansion where her two widowed aunts, Aunt Rosemary and Miss Flora, lived. A lot of reading here. The ladies were convinced their house was haunted, and Helen hoped I would come to investigate. A strange thing happened at my own house that very same day. I really like this font. A man named Nathan Gomber appeared at the door and warned me that my father was in danger. Hey, isn't this supposed to be the original? It's Nathan Gombert. My father had recently represented a railroad company in the purchase of some land, and Mr. Gomber stated that the sellers felt swindled. One seller, Willie Wharton, was even claiming that he never signed a contract of sale. Gomber said that Willie would sign the deed if the railroad paid everyone more money. Yeah, look, 1930. It's supposed to be Gombert. Wow, mistakes. I'm going to change it to Gombert. As it turned out, wait a minute. Okay, I'm getting confused. Is there a Helen in the original? I'm so confused right now. Let's just read what it says. As it turned out, the deed was legitimate, and Nathan Gomber was nothing more than a thief trying to take money that was not rightly his. Working with Willie Wharton and others, he made Twin Elms appear haunted so that Helen's aunts would sell it to him. His plan was to also buy Riverview, the identical mansion next door, and build a housing development on the two lots. Most shocking of all, he kidnapped my father in order to keep him from foiling the plot to swindle the railroad, and to keep me occupied and away from Twin Elms. Thankfully, I discovered the hidden network of passageways between the mansions and my father, just in time. Police work. Cliffwood 699. Every good sleuth requires the help of the police. Criminals must ultimately be caught and brought to justice. Working with the police can sometimes be tricky, though. Some officers think I'm too young to be a detective and don't take me seriously. They usually change their minds when I bring them important clues, and even ask me to help them with the ongoing investigation. Who are these people? Oh, it's Nancy and her daddy. Very glamorous. My father, Carson Drew. I get my love of mysteries from my father. He's a lawyer, and whenever he puts a case together, he must often do detective work to uncover information that will help him win in court. Happily for me, he often asks me to lend a hand. Likewise, when I have a case of my own, Dad's always ready to offer theories or accompany me on fact-finding expeditions. There's nothing better than sitting down and comparing notes with my favorite partner in crime, my dear old Dad. Oh, look, here's something interactive. The Trick Cabinet. Hey, oh, wait a minute. This book's too difficult for me. What are the ages on this book? Because I don't think I'm old enough for it. Pocketbook of signals and Morse code. A dangerous line of work. Solving mysteries can be perilous business. While working on the Twin Elms case, I was knocked unconscious by a collapsing ceiling, crashed through a wall, and fell down a set of stone steps. While pursuing other cases, I've been kidnapped, knocked out with chloroform, locked in a closet and left to starve, and pelted with rocks. My house has been burglarized, the brakes in my car tampered with, and my mail stolen. Here's what experience with perilous situations has taught me. When locked in a closet, swing on the clothes pole. You're going to have a lot of room in there until it breaks away from the walls. Wedge the pole between the door and door frame and use a lever until the hinges give way. You people writing this down? If you are confined in an extremely cold location, just be glad it's not hot. Roll around and exercise as much as possible to stay warm. Oh, I learned that from Three's Company when Jack and Mr. Furley were locked in the fridge at the restaurant. If you are tied up and or the freezer, if you are tied up and gagged, make as much noise as possible by rolling into furniture and knocking it over and pounding your feet on the floor. When it is not practical to yell for help, use your flashlight to attract attention and ask for help. Wash your hands thoroughly after handing correspondence from a foe. The envelope and/or letter may be coated in a poisonous substance. When heading off to investigate a location, always tell at least one person where you are going. If you don't come back in a reasonable amount of time, someone will know where to start looking for you. And here is the Morse code alphabet. That is some useful information. Twin Elms Mansion. Hidden passage going to Riverview Mansion. Parlor, cabinet. Nathan Gomber found an old notebook in the attic of Riverview Manor. Inside was a map showing all of the secret tunnels between Riverview and Twin Elms, as well as the hidden passageways, entrances and rooms of the two buildings. Willie Wharton used this knowledge to travel from Riverview to Twin Elms undetected. Gomber used it to steal valuables from Helen's aunts. Worst of all, Gomber hid my father away in one of the dark, hidden rooms. And, that was quite an adventure for Nancy and Helen. Apparently, it's supposed to be the 1930 one, but it says Gomber instead of Gombit. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Sorry for the shakiness. I'm not professional. See you later.